Basics, part 3 of our series involving systems of equations. This is the part that involves us going back in time and having a Western-themed... I think I'm getting things. Oh, that's Back to the Future. Two things I love so much, I just, want to enjoy both at the same time. Can't. This is Elimination. Those of you who have profoundly amazing memories might look at that and say, wait a gosh darn minute, sir. When we did the substitution method, that was the last problem in the video that you did. Are you telling us that we're going to do this exact same problem again? Yes, I am telling you. And we're going to use elimination to do this problem. The concept of elimination is you're going to eliminate a variable based on the way your equations stack up. Now, I am purposely wording my words appropriately. And when I say stack up, look at the x's. See how the x's are just like right on top of each other and the y's are right on top of each other and the equal signs and the numbers are just right on top of each other? That's what I want to happen for elimination. What I also want to happen for elimination is I want one of my letters to be the exact same as the other letter, but opposite. What do I mean but same but opposite? Well, same but opposite would be like 3 and -3, -8 and 8. Positive and negative. Look at my y's. They're already positive y and negative y, and everything's all stacked up. This problem is all primed and ready for elimination. This is what I do. If you can get your equation to the point, or equations to the point that they're completely organized just like this, and one of your variables is a positive blah 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 and a negative same blah blah blah, then you add those lines. So if I add these two lines up, I have -4x and -5x, which makes -9x. I have positive y and negative y, which become nothing. Because positive y minus y is no more y's. So I have nothing. 6 plus 21 is 27. Now x is all by itself and y is gone. How can I solve for x? Divide both sides by -9. And those of you with a profoundly good memories might remember that the answer had x equals -3. So I made this all, no, I don't want to reset the page. I made this all super sloppy, so let me erase things. Now, similarly with substitution, once I have my x, I can find my y. And I'm going to try to find my y the easiest way possible. In this case, y is almost by itself for the top equation. So if I want to find y, I'm just going to rewrite the top equation, but instead of x, write out -3 because x is -3. So -4x, x is -3, plus y equals 6. -4 times -3 is positive 12. 12 plus y equals positive 6. Is y all by itself? No. What's in the way? 12. How do I get rid of 12? Subtract 12 from both sides. 6 take away 12 is -6. So my answer is x equals -3. Y equals -6, just like we got last time. This one was a lot faster, wasn't it? See, when we did substitution and it said y equals blah, 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 y equals blah, 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 substitution was easy because all we had to do was plug it into the other equation. This one, elimination, is easy because everything is already lined up and I have a y and a negative y, and they eliminate right away because they cancel each other out. Let's take a look at the next one. So I'm looking at this, and I like elimination again. I have -4x minus 2y equals -12 on top. I have positive 4x plus 8y equals -24 on the bottom. I'm looking at my x values, a -4x and a positive 4x. Perfect. They're the same but opposite. My y's aren't, but who cares? In this case, I can right now immediately add up those two lines, and my x's will disappear. Whew. I would love to see my exes disappear from my life. Am I right, guys? Girls? All All right, anyway, when I add these two lines up, negative 4x and positive 4x cancel each other out because they're the same but opposite. When I add negative 2y to 8y, I get positive 6y because 8y take away 2y is 6y. When I add negative 12 and negative 24, that gives me negative 36. Is y all by itself? No. What's in the way? 6. How do I get rid of it? Divide it. And y equals negative 6. I have my y value. Now I have to find my x value. So let me erase this because I made it all sloppy. I'm going to take the y equals negative 6 and plug it into one of those equations. And since the bottom one has less negatives, I think I'd rather plug it into the bottom equation. Whenever you're looking at this and saying, well, what equation should I plug it into? Does it always have to be the top one? Does it always have to be the bottom one? No. Whatever's easiest for you. And what's easiest for me is the bottom because I don't want to deal with negatives. Too much negativity in this world, am I right? So I'm rewriting the bottom equation, positive 4x plus 8y, but I now know that y is actually negative 6. So I'm going to replace y with negative 6 because I solved the fact that y was negative 6. And I'm going to finish rewriting the bottom equation. This is the part that might take a little bit, but not really. 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. That's going to equal negative 24. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? 4 and negative 48. Let's get rid of the negative 48 floating around first because it's just floating around. Do the opposite, which means add 48. I have 4x equals 24. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? 4. How do we get rid of 4? Divide 4. So I'm going to divide 4. Divide 4, x equals positive 6. So if x is positive 6 and y is negative 6, my final answer is going to be positive 6, negative 6. Okay, not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. Well, the x's are already stacked up. The y's are stacked up. The numbers and equal signs are stacked up. I have a 2y and a 2y. However, both of them are positive. What I need to do is I want one of them to be negative. How can I make one of them negative? That's right. I can multiply one of them by negative 1. Let's multiply the top one by negative 1 because why the heck not? I'm multiplying literally everything in the top equation by negative 1. So positive 7x becomes negative 7x, and positive 2y becomes negative 2y, and equals is equals, and positive 24 becomes negative 24. And I'm going to rewrite out the bottom equation, which is going to be 8x plus 2y equals 30. Everything's already stacked up. I now have a negative 2y and a positive 2y, which means when I add these two lines together, the y's are going to cancel out. And this is great. Negative 7x plus 8x is 1x, or just x. It's almost as if I did that on purpose. Nah. So right away I have x equals 6. Isn't that nice? Sure is. Let's go to the original equations. Let me erase this mess. I have to find y. So I pick one of those equations. None of them are any easier. So I'll pick the top one and I'll rewrite the equation. But instead of x, I'm going to write out 6. So I'm going to have 7 times 6 plus 2y equals 24. And now I have to solve for y. 7 times 6, 42. Plus 2y equals 24. 42 is in the way. 2 is in the way. Let's get rid of 42 first. Drop down the 2y. 24 minus 42 is negative 18. Struggled with that one for a second there. Is y in the way, or is y all by itself? No. What's in the way? 2. Divide everything by 2. Y equals -9. So x was 6, y was -9, x was 6, y was -9. My final answer is 6, -9. Nice. Questions? Oh, you want to do another one? Good idea. Last one. Ugh. Blah. So this is all a mess. I have -4x. Everything's like stacked up nicely, but the x's, one's -4 and one's regular x. The y's, one of them is 9, the other one's -3. Can't do much there. So which one do you want to get rid of, the x or the y? Click like. I can't do it. Let's flip a coin. If this lands on, all right, I'm going to spin this, and you can't see, but I'm going to spin it. If the pointy points me in any way, we'll get rid of x, and if it points away, then we'll get rid of y. It's pointing at me, I swear. All right, so we're going to get rid of x. How can I get rid of x if I have a -4 up there and a positive regular x down there? Well, if only I can make the bottom x regular 4x. That way the -4x up here and the 4x down there can cancel each other out. Well, we can do that. Why don't we just multiply the entire bottom by 4? It's kind of like in the last problem when we multiplied everything by -1. This is the same thing, but I'm just multiplying the entire bottom by 4. Rewriting the top. All I'm doing right now is rewriting the top. -4x plus 9y equals 9. The bottom is going to be positive 4x. 4 times -3 is -12y. And 4 times -6 is -24. I multiplied the bottom equation by 4. And now what I have is I have a -4x and a 4x. So when I add these two lines together, the x's disappear. 9y minus 12y is -3y. 9 minus 24 is -15. Divide everything by -3. And y equals 5. So I need to find x. So let's erase this. And it looks like the bottom equation would be the easiest to find x because x is almost all by itself already. I have x minus blah, 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 but I don't have anything in front of x. So let's use the bottom equation, rewrite the bottom equation, but instead of y, I'm going to write out 5 and then solve. -3 times 5 is -15. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? -15. How do I get rid of it? Add 15. Add 15, and x equals 9. So if y is 5 and x is 9, x is 9 and y is 5, x is 9, and y is 5. I'll tell you what, working from 9 to 5, it's no way to make a living, Dolly Parton once said. Dolly Parton, look her up. She also has a theme park in Tennessee called Dollywood. I was there once when I was a little kid. Very underwhelming, because I was a little kid. Well, that's it. Systems of equations. Fun, fun, fun. I have tons of elimination videos and tons of substitution videos on the tube, so make sure you go check them out if you need more help. Other than that, I'll catch you on the flippity flip. Bye!